Hi guys, Nicky is here from IcoSpace. Today I will show you how to set all the windows of the project, the ordinary ones and the sliding windows. And in addition, I will show you some tools which can simplify the project. So let's go there. We have created all the openings for the windows, as well the openings for the doors, the entrance, the main entrance door, and so on. So now it's time to continue ahead and to create our windows. But what kind of windows we will create? I will go to our reference, and this is our picture reference. So as you can see, the windows has some kind of wooden frame here, and then is the actual window, and this is one part windows with one glass panel. So at first I have to create the wooden frame of all the windows, and there are a lot of ways. The first one, I will show you the first one. So I will tap R from my keyboard or rectangular tool, and I will create a simple rectangle here. Then I can go here, double click and make a group, and let's rename this group and it should be window frame 01, because this is our first window. I will go into the group and I will use an offset tool here, or by clicking F from your keyboard you can create 50 millimeters offset. Now actually you have this face here, and I will delete this one. I can push this face outside with 50 millimeters again, and I can go inside and push this face up to the wall face, and then 50 millimeters ahead, and now I have this wooden frame created. As you can see, again the reference, the wooden frame is actually 50 millimeters ahead of the wall. So I will go to my materials and I will use just a simple color in order to recognize this face, something like this, and this will be my wooden frame. I will use a simple color because later on in my program for visualization I will give this simple color a texture and some wooden color and so on. You will see. So now it's time to create our window. Again, I will use the opportunities that I have from this 1001 tool, and here, as you can see, create wooden frame. I have this tool. When I click, there are three simple types of wooden frame. I will use the last one, and here you can see the profile of this window frame. So the first one is the frame depth, let's say 150 millimeters. Then the frame width, or this, as you can see here, is the size of the width, and I would like to be 40, and this direction is 10 and this one is 10 as well. So I will click create a frame, when I click create a frame, I can use some face in order to create a frame. But for now I don't have a face, so I will create one by using rectangular tool and clicking R from your keyboard, or by clicking over this button here, rectangle. I will create my frame. Now I can use this my face. I will use this face in order to create a frame of the window. And now I can pick, this will be 40, create a frame, and now my frame is created, as you can see. And this tool actually creates another face here, but I don't need this because I will create my own face. I will delete this, and I can push 200 millimeters inside of the main wooden frame. So this will be the frame of my window. Then I can create again a face from here to this point here, and I can use this face in order to create additional frame inside. So I will pick again the same tool, the measurements will be the same, so I can create a frame by just one click, and I have the second frame for my window. I will move this frame a little bit outside up to this point here in order to highlight this gap between the window frame and the window. And now I will use this face here. I will push this face by copying 20 millimeters, and this will be my window. And now I'm ready to give some material, and this is my window. And I will give some color to my windows and to my wooden frame, just a simple color. I will use some gray color like this. So I have created my wooden window frame, and then the frame and my actual window. By this way I will create the rest of my windows. But before to do that, I will group all the elements, the window frame, the windows, in just one group in order to have the opportunity to manipulate later on. And this is Windows 01. Now, because this window and this one are the same, I can just copy and put here. Now I can use the rotate tool in order to rotate and to set to a place this window, or I can choose Q from my keyboard. I will lock the blue axis and I can rotate this element up to this point and to move 50 millimeters ahead. So now with just several clicks I have my two windows, and I will rename, and this will be my window number 2. I can do the same with this window here. I just can pick this one and copy. How to copy? Let's repeat again. This window, click move or M from your keyboard, pick the point like this, click over the control key from your keyboard, and this sign plus will appear, and then you can copy up to this point, and then simply to move ahead of the wall 50 millimeters. Now we actually have created our window number 3. So now I'm ready to continue ahead and to create this big window here. I will create again a face at first, from this point to this point here. I will group and this will be window frame 04. Because this is a fourth window, I will use again offset tool in order to create 50 millimeters of frame. I will delete this face, push 50 millimeters ahead, and then go inside and push this face at first up to the face of the wall, and then 50 millimeters ahead, and I have the wooden frame. I can give a color by picking this tool here. I can pick this color and I can use it in order to create the color of my frame. Now I have to create, I will use a reference picture again. I have to create 3 sliding doors here into this frame. So at first I have to create a frame. In order to create a frame and to use this tool here, at first I have to create a face. This is my face. Now I can use this face in order to turn it into the window frame. I will click again here. All the measurements are ready, and I just have to pick create a frame. I will go into this frame. I will delete this additional face. I don't need it. I can pick and move my Windows frame 200 millimeters in order to be somewhere in the middle of the wall. So now I have to create 3 sliding doors here. In order to create the first one, at first I will use a line tool. And this line, I can pick it, right click with the mouse, and I can divide in several segments. And SketchUp actually informed me that the appropriate number of segments and the length of each segment, I need just 3. So I will click here again, and now I have this point here. this one and this one, and I can draw a simple rectangle from this point up to middle of the frame here, and I have now my first face, and I can turn this face into the window by clicking again create window frame. I will use the type 3 and this profile. In this way, this time the window depth will be 50 millimeters and the frame width will be 30 millimeters. Create window frame, and now I have actually the first part of the sliding doors. I will go inside this face, and by using push-pull I will create a copy of this face. Let's start again. I will pick the face. Now I will click M from my keyboard in order to move this face into the copy mode. Click over the Control key, let's start again, because I have created a mistake here. Pick the face, push-pull tool into the copy mode, or clicking first P from your keyboard, Control key, and then push by copying this face 15 millimeters. And now I have my window, and I can go here and to give a color of this window. Now I can pick this group here and to move it. I will lock the red axis and will move my group to this point. So this group will be my sliding door 01. I can simply copy this, because we have divided all the space into the 3 segments. They are equal, so I will pick this first part and I will move it here. I will copy it here, and then again I will click M from I will select it first. The second part, I will click M from my keyboard in order to move it into the copy mode, Control key, and I will copy simply here. So now actually I have my sliding door. In order to be some kind of realistic, I can move this part. For example, I will lock the green axis, and I can simply show that this is a sliding doors and I can open it. So I will pick all the groups that I have created. Now the frame, the wooden frame, the window frame, and all the parts like this, and I can create additional group. I will call this group sliding door 01. And I will create in a similar way this one as well, this one here. So, it was all for today. I hope you enjoy lesson in first place. You learn something very interesting and useful. See you next time. Bye.